everybody, the Lord Root here, and welcome back to another episode of Back to Basics. So today we are going to be working on our ITS hardware a little bit, but I've also managed to get this quick contract. Even though it's not worth much in the way of money, it is worth a fair amount in the way of science, at least enough to make it worthwhile to make the quick diversion of taking it. So before I do, I want to show you the spacecraft that we're going to put up in orbit. We have ITS Charlie, which is a refueling vessel, and that'll be nice for us to have. The idea, of course, is it's a reusable tanker. And we also made a little bit of a change here to this Bigger Joe stage, which happens to have these new LT2 landing struts. They mass about the same, but they extend a little bit further out, so that has caused me to use them. Same deal here with another vessel we're going to be launching, which is the ITS Dirk, and this is a refueling vessel. Now, I consider the possibility of making the Dirk a space plane, but I decided against it for the most part. Although, let's make one minor change to this as well. Because I'm thinking it would be nice if we had docking ports on this other end where we could store this guy, and it's not going to take too much more to do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this guy and maybe attach him over here. There we go. And same for this guy over here, so we have a place to store these. And I'm thinking before too long that, oops, okay, well this is not quite what I wanted to do here. Let me just grab that clampatron. I believe that is the proper way around. And I think we'll put, why don't we put some docking ports for these guys somewhere so that they can be stored. Maybe, even up here may be okay. I don't really want it to interfere too much with our station keeping operations, though. So we'll just put 2 here. It's really a difficult decision to make, to tell you the truth, because of the fact that we really don't have a good place here. This would seem to be the best. Anyway, let's get this guy here taken care of, and I will launch these 2 vessels as well as another moon tank, because we do actually want to get out and land this moon tank for the science. Let's see, there's the LVT-77 or 2477. Did I accept it? I sure didn't. Let me go back and accept this. because the science is definitely worthwhile. I've also devised, additionally, there we go, I have devised a way for us to, if we accept this, an Earth space station contract, for us to have a temporary space station. That was an idea that hadn't really occurred to me before, because if you think about a temporary space station is just a spaceship. Nothing's saying we have to keep it up for any amount of time, just for 10 seconds, really. So we'll do that. I'm gonna grab me this hex unit here. And put these guys on the side here. Without any fuel, this should be just fine. Now, Bermuda will be coming pretty soon as well, and there are some things I want to do with that. Namely, I want to take Bermuda and dock it and maybe get some crew transfer done. Which means, of course, that we're going to need to switch some personnel on the surface as well. I want to do a heavy lander as well, because really we do have a need for that. Temperature scans of Kerbin. Or anything else here. Sigbree's step. Well, we'll come back to that. But, yeah, let me go ahead and roll these guys out onto the launch pad. Get them up. And I will see you when we get back. And we are ready to dock, because we have about 4 hours. In fact, I'm going to do Charlie first. Now let's do Dirk. I think Dirk is going to be the more difficult of the two to dock. In fact, given the amount of time we have, I'm just going to send another moon tank over. I will make that our first priority. If I can find that. And you stay out of there, Billy. So, yeah, we'll be rolling that out onto the launch pad. I will see you once we get into I suppose into a proper deal here. And, yeah, we'll see you then. Okay, we are back with the moon tank launch, and as it so happens, we have a good opportunity for an inclination change, so I'm going to take it. If for no other reason that, it really does make a fair amount of sense for us to do this. We've got plenty of Delta V. Certainly more than enough for us to get back down to our back to the KSC. Normally I would not do this inclination change quite like this, but you know, I think we're good so far. We're really quite fantastically close to our descending node, which is a bit of a rare happening for us. So, yeah, we'll just lower this guy on down, and we'll do a mid-course correction. Which should not take too terribly long. Okay, I think we are good now. Let us go ahead and map our orbit now. Given that we have as much fuel as we have, that is not going to be difficult. I want this guy here to be as close in as possible. I think a 5-day encounter will be okay. Let's just make sure that focus our view on here, that we are coming in pretty quickly. I think 37 meters will be more than enough for us. And it'll be reasonably quick, I think. Now it says 21 seconds here. I want to make sure that that's 3 minutes, so we'll burn at 1:32. Or so. That should be more than enough for us. And I suppose we could talk about other things as well, particularly what it is that we plan to do about this guy here. Well, we know that the Satyr I is going to be fairly close in. Let me just switch these vessels here. Oh wait, tab does it. We are still on the mark, of course. And before I do that correction, I do maybe want to get these guys here up into space. Dirk would make the most sense to get up into space, if you ask me, but you can never really tell with these guys. It's the main reason Dirk would make sense is because of the fact that we would have more in the way of oh, what is happening here? I may have screwed up my encounter. I hope not. I mean, we'll have fuel to make that correction if I did. But really what's important is that we get there relatively quickly. And I believe, though I'm not certain about this, let's just focus our view again. We are still good for the most part, I think. We might just come back a shade, given our encounter time. Five days, 3 hours, and 41 minutes. We'll level out our inclination just a smidgen. Though really, I do not know that this matters so much. Well, let's add that maneuver node here. That's in 2 hours, which should give us enough time to get this refueling mission going. Let's see what else we got available to us, if anything. Not really anything of note here. We do need to get these surveys going at some point, though. I've been putting them off, and the money would be nice. I'll say at least that much. The deal here, of course, is that by getting Dirk up while we're doing this, we can send a couple of runs of Charlie. That would be quite advantageous for us, because we have this fuel transportation vessel that can get us on over to where we need to be. So, let's target the station. Look. Go to our stations here. Kerbin Station 1. Our intercept angle is almost where it needs to be. $330 seems to be the sweet spot here. So we'll take off, and I will see you when you're beginning orbital insertion. So I was actually looking at the wrong angle here, and that will be a bit of a problem for us. You see, the fact that we were looking at the wrong angle means that I do not have as much. The station is actually ahead of us, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And so, that is a bit of a problem for us, not one that is entirely intractable. But one which could cause problems if we're not careful. One thing about this guy, though, that would be interesting to you is the fact that we actually have shipped it up without fuel. This, I believe, is probably the easiest way, at least. We certainly... I do not believe we have a chance of an intercept this way. So we'll just lower our apoapsis. And maybe... equalize this guy as well. For whatever it's worth. Get ourselves into a decent transfer. $78 versus 78. That seems to be a good thing for us to take. And I'm going to leave this stage attached for now. If for no other reason than the fact that this wouldn't be such a bad thing to have. We are still, of course, waiting for this guy to get out of the atmosphere. And that will have its consequences. But that won't be too long from now. There we go. I believe we could maybe update this just a little bit. 78 by 76. Let's just raise periapsis just a little bit. Okay, that'll be fine. I think I can settle for this sort of deal here. It looks like we're poised to burn at maybe the last second. Okay. Not quite what I had in mind here. Of course, this thing does not have to be perfectly circular. But, yeah, it is a bit of an issue here. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if we can intercept the space station anywhere on this orbit. If not, and that could be a bit of an issue. I'm gonna wait for the Dirk. That is a 60. We're actually moving further away here. It looks like this will be our best bet here. Let's just see if... Oh, come on. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with this. I'm going to place the maneuver node so that we're somewhat ready here. And maybe do a little bit of trum. Well, let's go to Bigger Joe at least, so we can get this guy going. We'll go ahead and jump to the ship and hope. You know, occasionally there is this glitch that causes us to be shot out at light speed, and we don't want that. Okay, there we go. That is more than sufficient for me. Now, this docking is actually going to be a little bit difficult. And the reason for it will soon become clear. Just make sure we are controlled from here. Electric charge is okay. We have one more orbit to make before. In fact, I wonder, you know, this new axis, maybe we can do a little bit of tweaking here. And get this guy in as close as possible. I think that is way better here. So we'll get on the mark for this. And hopefully, the Earth will turn by then. It's going to be really difficult to say. I think we're going to be doing docking on the night side here. Which we can deal with. However, we are getting precariously close here to this guy here. And I guess with every second counting it for this burn, given our eccentricity, oh, that's what happened, we're on the target. Okay, why don't we close this? We know we're close enough. Now, I do want to get Bermuda docked pretty soon after we get the Satyr docks. Let's see, there's a test burn. Come on. Let's see, how close are we? 2.2? We'd be fools not to take that. Well, let's get this orbit taken care of. We're now gaining rather quite a bit of speed here, and one thing that I think we should focus on is we should focus on our ability to dock up to this guy. Also, do we have... yeah, we have more than enough electric charge. It's not going to be an issue. However, it will be important for us within this 2 minutes to begin reducing our speed, as we're coming in really quickly, and that is not such a good thing. With the spaceship, I might use RCS to correct for this, but I don't quite know how possible that would be. We're about to get within physics distance, and you know, really, that does make quite the difference. Okay, there we go. I think that could have been a little bit better. We're a little bit constrained in our ability to accurately make this burn. And we have 43 seconds or so, or 43 minutes before Satyr I enters its sphere of influence, which will be, I guess, not a huge problem for us. But it could be an issue if we're not paying attention. Let's see, do we have closest approach? That would be a good thing to have. We'll just get this guy as close as we can. That should increase our intercept distance to a ideal. One thing I did learn about, however, is that we can do things like this. What category is that? A rendezvous. Orbital period, I think, definitely is... that could be good for us to have. Let's just see, yeah, we don't have long to make that burn happen. I gotta get way over here. It's looking like at least the docking will be in the day. Okay, it is time for us to slow on down. That is a much better separation distance for us. And you know, I'm thinking once we detach these guys, we could get even closer. Not quite what I envisioned with this approach. Okay, well, I think we're close enough here. Well, I thought we were. We'll undock here. Undock. And we may, in fact, be free. There we go. Now we do have a little bit of reaction wheel control here. Though not much. And docking will unfortunately become a bit of a pain. But you know, given the amount of RCS we have, I think we will be just fine. If we set, this dude is our target here. And maybe come in about 3 meters per second. We should hopefully get an intercept here. Now let's control from one of these guys. Because that would be quite nice. I'm going to put the brakes on I think. Set one of these guys as our target. And docking interface will come on up for this. Now here's the thing about docking this guy in particular. We, of course, want to be oriented in such a way that our little decoupler here, or our little docking port, will be easy for us to get aligned, because what can happen is, because this guy is technically off center, it is very possible that whenever we line this guy up, oh, and that's another thing maybe I should do too. Let's disable the RCS on the tug, because this guy, it's not perfectly balanced without it, but it is fairly well balanced. I made sure that the RCS ports were in a good spot on this guy, at least, so that he didn't flip around. I really should have had this bound to an action group before I started this. Okay, there we go. We are a little bit closer now. We're not flipping all around the place. Let's try to get this guy lined up just a little bit. Oh, grand. One of these RCS ports is still enabled. I need to figure out which, because we do not want any of these forward RCS ports enabled here. Let's see. Could it be this guy? It's this guy here. Oh, stop. Okay, now we can at least begin to get these guys lined up. Orientation really does not matter here. Which is a strange thing to say, but it really doesn't. Also, you'll notice our alignment indicator may appear to be out of whack. And that is actually on purpose. We need some 45-degree angle there. Now I'm going to perform this docking very, very, very slowly. And the reason for that is because of the fact that alignment is very difficult to fix if you do not. Fortunately, we are on the day side. Though I do not know yet how close we are to, I think we actually need to be like here for this to work the way we want it to. Let's get ourselves in a little closer so I can just zoom in. Get Kerbal alarm clock out of the way. You know, that actually does look almost correct. But I'm going to wait for these guys to get them pretty close before I decide, because we do have the docking magnetism to deal with. Yeah, I mean, I think that's okay. We just really need to keep this guy straight. And let's make sure everything here is docked before we move on. If we are lucky, then all of these will have the option to either undock or decouple. So there we go. We actually have at this point extended Kerbin Station and added support for 4 ships, which we really did need. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have something like this because of the fact that well, there's always the issue that we have this particular thing. We have this particular part that, if we're not careful, will and it does unfortunately appear to be a little bit misaligned. I'm not really going to go through and correct that. It's a consequence of this tricoupler, I think. Unfortunately. So we're probably off by maybe 60 degrees. It just doesn't look like there's any way for us to accurately deal with this problem. Now, this guy may eventually come back down. I don't know. But we have Satyr I to take care of. And I think this episode will be a two-parter, because we really... I think we really could use some other things here. Let me just see if maybe we can get a science data from around the moon. Not science, but money. And we are in fact about to go to the moon. I'm going to set the cutoff point here. And then maybe, I guess, make this a two-parter. So I will see you in the next video.